Greetings and welcome to the Mount Rushmore podcast. My name is Jeff and I'm joined as per always by my good friends Richard.
Hello.
And Michael.
Howdy.
Richard and Michael, they mount their steeds, they wield their trusty lances, and they clip-clop at a cantering pace towards each other. Oh, with the steeds neighing like in days of yore. This is the Mount Rushmore of medieval times. This was my suggestion because I went to medieval times, and I've seen medieval times as a experience portrayed many times in popular culture, films, and TV and stuff like that, and I'm fascinated about that and the Renaissance Pleasure Fair and all those things.
Sure.
And what do people find compelling about them. I went out onto the Facebook page for the Mount Rushmore podcast, and I entreated to be regaled by the peasantry of what they enjoyed.
Yeah.
And the Sir Christian of Jensen said something that summarized it.
Is this going to be like all 40 minutes?
Oh, of all this flowery. It's Geoffrey Chaucer here today, not Jeffrey Hopkins. Christian Jensen, a longtime follower of the show and a very good dude, not a knave, but a knight, said there's nothing like eating Boston Market ringside. That kind of encapsulated my feelings about it. But I want to hear what Richard and Michael say about it. And I'm going to share some things that our audience out there in the interwebs have said. Yep. Okay, so brave Sir Knight, the Red-Green Knight here shall go.
That'd be me, Richard.
Richard.
All right, so my first choice, you mentioned the food.
Yeah.
And look, here's my deal.
Okay.
Food, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
First off, Michael, have you ever been to medieval times?
I have. I do have
Okay.
food down here listed as a 4-course generic chicken.
Yeah, it's. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it's fine dining.
Yeah.
It's a dinner and a tournament, but dinner is first before the tournament.
Exactly. You know what you're going to get when you go there. You're going to get the chicken that's pretty okayly well done.
Yeah.
You're going to get your dragon's blood soup, aka a tomato soup.
Yeah.
You're gonna get. You're gonna get what the hell else do you get? Like a salad or something?
You get
usually
garlic bread.
Garlic bread. The garlic bread is really good. Is
Yeah.
legitimately good.
You get buttered corn.
Yeah.
You know, as you had in the 14th century.
Yeah, they had
corn,
buttered
yeah.
corn. Yes.
Yeah.
And you get a side salad and a flagon of fill in the blank soda.
Would you like ye Italian dressing?
a potato probably. All the things that they didn't eat.
Yeah. What was the movie that Janine was it Cable Guy?
Yeah, it was Cable Guy.
Okay. Listener Beckett Graham said "Ye Old Diet Pepsi" was one of the
Right.
things, and Anderson Dadu mentioned Janine Garofalo, so that lens through which pop culture has observed
And
medieval times.
some you'll get some servers who are really into it, and and then you get some who are the Janine Garofalo type who are just sort of like don't really want to be there, and you actually find that more. I found in the people who are the bartenders outside of the actual in the lobby.
Yeah.
Some of them really get into it. You could tell they're probably like LARPers in their spare time, and this is just like a cool thing they get to do.
Yeah.
And others are like, man, I wish I was working at a TGI Fridays.
How do you do that though? You can't ironically work at the Renaissance Festival. Like you couldn't be the guy don't knave me, bro. I'm just here because I like turkey legs, not because I want to pretend like it's old times.
Would you like? It's the guy who's like, would you like ye flagon of Bud Light?
Yeah. Would you say though, were they to be entirely authentic with and serving you actual food from medieval times, maggot-ridden lamb that have died of a disease,
right?
Maybe rat-infested, some kind of rat-infested veal or something like that. Would you be excited about that?
Well, I think that we're talking about two different things.
Okay.
And that almost leads to my second pick.
Okay.
Which is that medieval times is this, Disneyfied version of what
what medieval life was
medieval life
really
was
like.
like.
Sure, yeah.
And it only captures that really of the nobility of the gentry, the
yeah,
people that
yeah.
are sitting around watching jousting tournaments. It's not filled with the actual rabble. It's not like filled with people that have like these, tumors coming out of their head, and you're not sprayed with like that's what you should be sprayed with dysentery as you walk through the door.
Yeah.
Or like there should be just like you just
Dead
like
people just sort of laying on the floor.
through like pools of like horse piss and like shit just all over.
It's not the totally accurate reenactment.
So whatever
you
food,
wouldn't like that.
Whatever food and like the experience that they're putting out is like it's like watching Sleeping Beauty or watching, what they wanted to capture
It's like
in tapestry form.
It was
like,
Robin Hood.
Yes,
Basically.
and so like we're going through like this totally fictionalized reality, which is what you ultimately want. You don't want to sit around and it to be like smelly and awful.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you have. Oh.
I'm trying to get some good.
My lord.
You want it to be like nice.
I didn't realize that
dulcet.
King Richard, that fill in the blank, was going to pop through the way that usually one of the
One of the
presidents.
presidents does.
I didn't know that the Wyndham Hill of medieval times was going to be played, the George Winston. But yeah, you want to.
But that's the thing.
It's an idealized thing.
You don't want the reality of what a medieval lifestyle would be like, because you want a coloring book version of it. You want things that are very clean. You have the Green Knight as represented by Richard. You have the what color was I? Red or the blue? Whatever one of the 6 houses of England or France or Spain or wherever the hell it's.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all the same. All those countries in Europe are all the same. Whatever.
So don't expect on the scale of anachronistic to real. You like it a little bit more anachronistic because that means it's better. It's like more
cleaner,
like cleaner, yeah.
And you don't have to like actually. Yes, this is what it was like back then.
Yeah.
Are those the Benedictine monks?
This is like a Playboy After Dark version.
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah.
I think the only aspect that is accurate, is just like the smell of horses.
Yeah.
You're in there and just like, this is a horsey place.
That's what turned me off the food. I would say a little bit is the poo smell. A little bit of the poop smell.
Right. Well, you've probably never been to a rodeo.
No.
So there you go.
Yeah, many years ago, but I don't remember eating.
Didn't have a popcorn and a burger there?
Wait, so what exactly is your choice then, Michael? It's
just like kind of the idealized Disney version of medieval lifestyle.
It's the fantasy of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so then Richard, what's your second?
All right, my second one is the fact that the kids, they love it.
Oh.
I don't know. Did you go with Felix, or was this pre-kid?
I haven't been since it was probably in my teens. So
okay.
So I can't wait to see whatever it is now and take him, and he'll just flip out.
He'll flip out. We had Simon's birthday party my son Simon, his 7th birthday party, this past, I guess, coming up on almost a year ago.
Yeah.
At Medieval Times, and he just thought it was the coolest thing. He's not a kid who gets super excited about a lot of stuff sometimes. He can be kind of jaded. He's like a teenager in a 7-year-old's body.
Okay.
But he was like really into it. And they say your birthday, have the whoever the PA guy, the chancellor, the guy who's kind of the host, the MC, comes out and reads birthdays, and they read Simon's birthday, and they got a little spotlight on him, and he thought that was cool, and he got special little special hat and everything. It's just something that, for whatever reason, kids, even the ones who are kind of cynical, as soon as the show starts, they really get into it.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's cool to watch.
Yeah. Our buddy Kevin Dudley said the soup is great.
Oh, Sir Kevin of Dudley.
Sir Kevin of Dudley. The soup is great. The music is great. It's great for kids and adults. No one ever has a bad time there. I've been there, ellipses, a lot, all caps. So he agrees with
Kevin,
you.
that checks out.
Yeah. Okay, Michael of the Field of Wind. What?
We're at halftime.
Oh, I got
Buddy
really?
boy.
Oh, because you guys both agreed on that?
Well, the first one.
Okay.
Jinx.
Now what do I have to do?
Now let's go slay a dragon together.
Okay.
Do I have to be your your stable boy or something?
Okay. All right. Cool. Then
you are now a wench.
We are indeed at our halftime, when I'm going to invite you guys to go out to the Facebook page that we have and join the conversation, like some of the people I brought up earlier. They have not only given a suggestion about a topic that we're talking about and become part of the dialogue, but they have suggested future topics. And that's a lot of fun, right? You don't even have to have a podcast. You got our podcast that you can be on. So we also invite you to hearken ye back to days of old, say 2 years ago when this podcast began. The medieval times, 4 years ago. 'Twas 4 years ago. I pray thee, good sir, sample of our wares. You will. I entreat you to go back and.
God, it sounds so difficult.
It's so.
Like, I'm glad someone came in and was just like, okay, get out every 30 ye.
Yeah.
And the ofs, just
just
strip it down.
Yeah, fix your talk.
Clear it up.
Reform
Clean
that
it
English.
up.
Clean it up, buddy. Yeah, so go back and download past episodes, give them a listen, and rate and review them. I'd love to hear what you think about them. And you can do that on every darn place you get podcasts. They keep cropping up everywhere.
Wherever you're listening to this now,
yeah,
you can do that.
you can get another one. There's an unlimited supply.
And you can give a rating.
This is like the Shakey's buffet. We got Mojos. They got Mojos. We got podcasts. It's unlimited.
Right.
Yeah, and you're going to get food poisoning.
Most likely.
Most likely, yeah. Okay, dudes, we're back. Now I'm confused who's going to be the one who goes. It's Michael of Winfield.
My next choice is a fucking hawk.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
But it's mostly within the realm of, like, there's like a little element of danger of like, people running into each other with jousting sticks and knocking people down, even though it's all pretend. But like a fucking hawk, like falconry. All I want is just, God, is he going to come and maybe like swoop down and pick up a child?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I know.
Yeah.
But the kid would love it.
Yeah, the kid would love it until he's dropped from a high.
Oh, they bounce.
They bounce. The kids, they're resilient.
For something that is so normal as a bird flying in the sky, just going out and coming back, I love a good, like, bird show. I love a good falcon.
Oh, I love the bird show at the zoo, yeah.
And that's something that I've always try to sit, like, through with Felix. Is just like, let's go watch the bird show. Mostly I just want to sit down for 19 and a half minutes and see, cats running through a door and silly stuff, and then the bird flies out. But, like, I don't know, going and seeing like a real huge falcon, something you don't normally see.
Yeah.
I never see a falcon. I don't know, maybe some other countries are chock-a-block full of like falcons here and there. But like,
you feel like it's like a monster truck and tractor pull, except with horses. Like seeing
that's very interesting.
The union between man and beast replacing machine for a little bit.
Richard, you've gone to like monster truck shows, or have you?
Truck pulls.
Truck pulls.
Truck pulls. Okay.
Is it like truck pull and dinner and truck pull?
I wish. Well, do you consider like a hot dog as dinner?
No, it doesn't quite count.
Okay, then
what would can you imagine just going like, you have to sit down, you're entertained for 2 hours with like a plate of beans and
I would love to see that gal in the crop top who's your truck pull equivalent.
Here's your wiener, sir. Ye old. I don't know why she's suddenly.
Well, at the truck pulls, all the food is stuff you can eat with your hands, so it does kind of fit.
Okay.
I go to LAFC soccer games, and they don't have a mascot. What they have is a falcon.
Oh.
And they have an honorary falconer and it's a celebrity. Like it's been Danny Trejo, Magic Johnson.
Danny Trejo looks like he's just been scratched by falcons his entire life.
He looks like a falcon wouldn't fuck with him, is what it looks like. And they'll bring him out with the falcon on their arm.
Yeah.
Then they release him, and the falcon goes swooping like 200 miles an hour, however fast they go, around the stadium until it comes down and like eats a puck. Or like attacks like this puck that's got the other team's logo on it.
Oh, that's
and
killer.
It's badass. And the kids, I took my kids to a game a couple of years ago, and they liked the soccer. They loved the falcon.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much time we spend with our kids. You brought up kids. It's just this thing that you take your kids to that you're going to enjoy, that you're going to love. But it's amazing how much time we spend with our kids dealing with wild animals and just pictures and videos and engaging them in like wild animals. Like all we do is talk about like hippopotamuses and like a big chunk of our time, especially now, he's coming up on 3, but he's just learned every animal's sound and what an animal, R is for rhinoceros and what all these things are just related to these wild animals. So when you're close to one, like a hawk, which is a super wild animal, even though it's tamed and trained, I don't know. There's just something exciting about being close to maybe even horses are kind of whatever. Never mind. Horses are boring.
Yeah.
Except for the Clydesdales. Those are cool.
At the State Fair in Minnesota, there's a big grandstand. Today, you'll have bands and things play there. In the 70s, you'd have bands and things. But up until the 50s, you'd have big chariot races and reenactments of the fall of the Roman Empire or the Trojan horse. They would have these big, huge, like theater done with horses and chariots and things like that.
Except it was Minnesota, so when they stabbed Julius Caesar, they apologized profusely about it.
Yeah, they just fed him lutefisk. That was just one day out of being good. Okay, so it's Manfredi.
So my third one is the fact that everyone involved is really just praying if there's a talent scout or an agent who just happens to be going to the show with their kid.
Yeah.
Let's just say the acting in this is not subtle.
Yeah.
They're definitely playing to the back of the room. So I did there's a good Atlas Obscura article where they had a couple of their writers go and spend a day there, like behind the scenes, and talk to the people.
Oh, wow.
If you're interested in this topic, I would highly recommend you go out and find this. So it takes about anywhere from 3.5 months to a year to be trained to be a knight.
Wow, really?
Because you have to learn all the physical stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, you mentioned the squires, and during the show, they have the squires just go there and like pick up the weapons for the knights and clean up the broken, jousting sticks and stuff like that. Those are actually the knights in training.
Okay,
I
so that's actually part of your.
We've been watching a lot of Sword in the Stone, so we know what goes involved. Usually, at some point, they get turned into a fish too.
Yeah, that's usually around month 6.
Yeah.
And with the speaking roles, they only have a few speaking roles, so you have to audition. This is like it's like auditioning for a.
Is it just a tape measure to your ponytail? How long's your ponytail? Then you get to be the speaking role? Because all those dudes have the ponytails, right?
They all have the ponytail. Yeah. They, according to what the guy in this article who manages the staff, it's not a requirement to have long hair, but it just happens to turn out that most of the people who are knights have long hair.
Yeah,
these long flowing locks.
Okay, sure.
But you know that there's some guy who is trying to figure out a way to put this on their resume to make it sound bigger than it actually was. Performed theater in front of thousands of people every night.
Equestrian-based method acting. Yeah.
You know what's funny is that at some point I've typed up my dad's CV from when he was doing trying to do commercial acting, and he had all this stuff on here. It was like equestrian train. It was like you looked at a horse once. We played horse on a basketball. I love that people will put down jousting or medieval arts
right
as the things that won't come up when you're an actual actor.
Can you imagine being a method actor doing medieval times? Yeah, being the guy who no one wants to associate with because he refuses to bathe for months at a time because he's getting quote unquote in character.
I have some evidence to prove just that. Paul Kingston, a good buddy who is a very talented guy up in who was from Toronto, he's in LA now, said the Toronto Second City cast had a reciprocal ticket trade with Medieval Times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so they went to go see Medieval Times, the Second City guys, for free. And then all the knights came to Second City, and they were wearing nice modern suits. But from PK, he says, but the way they walked and they always stuck together, it was like they never broke character. So these guys walked in and acted like they were knights.
See, they should have had a job swap.
Yeah.
Where the Second City guys had to go do Medieval Times, and the Medieval Times had to come do improv.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
I need a suggestion from the audience, but only something that was from the 14th century.
I love it. I love it. A flagon of ale. No mead. They didn't have ale back. Oh, stop, Todd. Don't call me Todd.
Okay, name a crusade. Any of the crusades.
Any of the crusades.
One of the good ones where we won.
All right, Winfield.
My last
Tis
choice.
your duty, sir.
It is inspiring other dinner/tournaments.
I also on my list I have it listed as rip-off medieval times.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay.
Oh, I'm glad we ended on the same note. That's great. Be it Dolly Parton Stampede.
Which I have been to, and I will
You have?
I will talk about momentarily.
Okay.
Okay.
Battle of the Dance. The Dinner Detective.
Wait.
Pirates Voyage
Oh, yeah.
and Dinner Show.
I've been to that one as well.
Now listen.
That's in Buena Park, correct?
I
That's those
Yes.
medieval times, isn't it, Brandon Park?
Yeah. So's
Okay.
so's the pirate show.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like I'm sure they're all fine.
Yeah.
This is the one that I want though. I want the ninja
Ooh.
dinner show.
Oh,
Which is
wow.
it's just thousands of people sitting in total blackness
Oh,
and silence, and you're just eating like sushi and just like a nice veggie tempura and just
Yeah.
drinking like a nice Sapporo, and then just somewhere in the darkness you hear just like
Suddenly somebody gets hit with a blow dart.
just 2 hours of just like eating food in darkness and like screams. That is what I want out of my ideal
love it.
like ninja dinner show.
I love
But
it. That's beautiful.
I remember the Pirates one. People kept trying to get us. I think we had some friends. I can't quite remember who. This is just like a memory from like 12 years ago of like who was it that was trying to get people to constantly go to like the pirate show.
Does that sound like a Kelly Granlund thing?
Maybe, but I don't know if not quite sure. But there's something there that like the idea of like, oh, you can just put a different like veneer on
yeah.
people sitting around in like a auditorium.
Yeah.
I will tell you, the pirate show more interactive than medieval
Is
times.
it right? Oh, okay.
Like in terms of being able to bring people from the audience. and
Yeah.
they have the birthday kids like get involved and do shit, walk the plank, literally get stabbed.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have been to what at the time was called Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede.
Oh.
But they changed the name about a year ago
Okay.
for darn political correctness, I believe. And it was great. It was essentially medieval times, except there were only 2 teams. You want to guess what the 2 teams were?
The Dollies and the Partons.
No, the North,
Countries in the Western.
North and the South.
Okay.
The blues and the grays.
The cup on the left and the cup on the right. The blues and the grays.
And you'll never you're divided into which one you're rooting for,
Yikes.
and you'll never guess. While I was in Tennessee, which team happened to win that night?
Wow.
So the South did rise again,
South rose again.
specifically at Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede.
That is wonderful entertainment.
And she showed up on the big screen to give a little speech
bless
about even though this was, I think it was something like, even though this was depicting the Civil War, that hopefully things like this can bring all of America together. Something like
Wow.
insane
I can't
like
believe
that.
she both sides the
Wow.
Civil War.
Yeah.
But only Dolly could get away with
and,
that.
and I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Dolly. Yeah,
Come on, Dolly.
it's Dolly. How could I argue with her? But it was, all the kind of like West, not Old West, but it was like,
Sure, roping and lassoing.
yeah, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta go. That sounds amazing.
It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Apparently, there's only 2 locations of it, and it's in like Chattanooga and like
Gatlinburg.
yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. And you guys did pretty awesome too, I think. But you know who was also awesome? Our friends out there on the internet, and they did a good job of delivering the State of the Union when it comes to this topic. That's right. That's right. I want to bring to the forefront some of the opinions from America, well, and Canada, because PK talked about it. Matthew Perry said the Green Knight section always rocks. James Walker asked, what are you talking about, the era or the restaurant? So he was confused about the topic. No, he just wanted some clarity. Anderson Dadu brought up also the tournament, the chicken, the immediate loyalty to a color you didn't want, which is kind of funny. Wow. Okay, there's this song too. Stephen Young, the knights are always banging the maidens after hours. Completely true. Okay, all right. So those are some aspects of the State of the Union when it comes to this topic. And so thank you, dudes, for letting us know that. So now it's the time where we get to assign some points and decide who the winner is. Unless you guys have any other kind of rebuttals or states of the unions yourself to give.
That's interesting.
I'm good.
Okay.
I rest my case.
All right, it's my case. So let's go with that thing that we kind of suspect that is true of medieval times and the jungle river skippers, and that is that a talent scout is out there at any point trying to cast them. Since we both thought about it, the fact that it's the idealized version, right? Is that something we both thought about?
That was
Or is
Michael's.
That's Michael's.
Michael Diggity Doos.
Okay, Michael Diggity Doo. The Hawk, I mean, how cool is that? It's almost like a Nazareth album cover.
It really is. Man of War or something like that.
And you guys both were funny about the rip-off medieval times. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, dudes, that's the thing.
Dudes.
Did we do the thing?
We did the thing.
I think we did the thing. So this has been the Mount Rushmore of medieval times. I, as always, am Sir Jeff.
I'm the Duke.
I'm Michael.
We did the thing.
Fun.